Well, more drama unfolds in Rivers State, I assure you. Fresh twists as in the political crisis going on with the State House of Assembly in Rivers State versus their Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Fubara. Apparently, two lawmakers have decided that they are no longer interested in wanting to impeach. They've withdrawn their submission for impeaching just two lawmakers out of the rest. And they are calling for dialogue and restraint. If you remember us at Friday, the lawmakers were saying, well, we don't want any political settlement. We don't want anything like that. He should just pack his load and go because he's spending money that have not been allocated yet, even though we know that the matters are deep. I have two very, very gentlemen, I hope, to discuss this. One of them just said something that is not very gentle, but we'll get into it. Hi, Philip, and hi, Peter.
Thank you for having
I feel
me.
like I'm standing with the disciples, so I'll start with you. What's your feel about what's really going on in Delta State right now, in Rivers State?
Well, it's politics. Yeah, it's the news reaching us is that two lawmakers in Rivers State had withdrawn their support, for the impeachment of the governor, Fubara. What does this portend? Is it really they withdraw their support, or they are no longer interested in impeaching the governor? The question is...
Is that not the same thing?
Yeah, the question is, if these two lawmakers withdraw their support, does it make it that the House does not have the majority to go ahead if they were to go ahead? Now, what is important in this statement is that they not only say that they are withdrawing their support, but they are calling for a peaceful resolution. I think that's what is the part I'm interested in. Yes, calling for peaceful resolution is not enough. They need to take steps. What have they seen that they haven't said before that informed them to take this decision that, look, we need to resolve this thing amicably? The other lawmakers are their colleagues, so they should take further steps, because if they are doing this to protect the interests of the Rivers State people and to ensure that Rivers State people had good governance, then they should do more than just withdrawing their support for the impeachment, but they should take further steps to ensure that peace return to Rivers State by taking steps to reconcile the warring faction, that is the speaker-led part of the House of Assembly and the Governor Fubara, even though it's deeper than that. I think it's the right step in the right direction, but again, will this be enough to forestall the impeachment?
Now, while we know that it's obviously not enough to forestall it, do you think that these two people saying, we're no longer interested in, this, let's have a peaceful resolution instead, do you think that it could have a ripple effect and start to slowly change the minds of other lawmakers into making the same decision?
I think it should. Excuse me. I'm glad that it happened because APC as a party took a stand about that. They were vocal about it. They're not in support of what the lawmakers are about to make. They're not in support of the impeachment process they've initiated. And these two lawmakers, being politicians and smart guys, since our party has taken this stance, what do? We want to introduce another anti-party activity in the APC River State, or should we obey the party? Mm-hmm. So they took the middle road. They're not disobeying the party, either they're offending their people. They're not in support of Fubara, either they're in support of Amefele. What are they asking for? Reconciliation. Now, they're no longer in support of impeachment. Let there be peace in River State. Whatever the differences are can be resolved. That is the stand they are taking now. Yes, we can't deny there are differences, but they want it resolved. They don't want this process to continue because the party have taken a stand about it. And they could play around it until they address the main issue. So it happened last time. They said there was peace in River State. They came to Abuja. Also, Tinubu called both of them together. They shook hands together. They smiled. We even heard
everybody
that
believed.
Fubara went to Wike's house. We felt that it's peace. Few weeks down the line, what happened? So they could still do this cycle again. That has not resolved the issue. The issue needs to be addressed.
What is the issue?
speculations are out there where Wiki has been saying the agreement is agreement. What Nigerians are asking for? Let's see the agreement. What's on that agreement? Are you asking for the soul of River State? What are you asking for? And Fubara has not been bold enough to come and tell Nigerians or River State people what he agreed up with Wiki. And I say something. As long as that agreement is not legally binding, I don't believe Fubara. I gave analysis the right time. I could be in a hostile environment with my life threatened, and you bring some paper to sign something for you. I will sign.
That's duress.
Yeah, I will sign so that I have my life first. Then what should ask? That thing I sign, can he stand in court? I saw that duress. I could, if I could defend that. So whatever he agreed with, as long as it is not binding on the states, as long as it cannot suffice in court of law.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, here is there's been a lot of conversation about whether or not Wike is influential or if he just uses money to buy people over, right? A lot of people are also of the opinion that the move by the National Assembly against Fubara or to impeach Fubara is being masterminded by Wike behind the scenes. Would that then say that Wike still has a grip on River State and he's still just as powerful as he was when he was governor? Or influential?
Let's call a spade a spade. When it comes to the issues of River State as it were today, we will take our mind back to 2022, going to 2023, and then 2023. Who was the person that is responsible for the emergence of the governor and the members of the River State House of Assembly? Mm-hmm. If you are saying that Wike is not influential or is influential or a River State or is buying people, you have to ask yourself the question. In the first place, who formed the government of River State in 2023? Mm-hmm. If you answer that question within yourself, you will know why River State is what it is today. And that is why you talk about the issue of agreement, whether it's enforceable or not enforceable. You have to take your mind back to the entire government. Is the government legitimate or illegitimate? Were they properly elected or they were handpicked and announced? If you answer all these questions one way or the other, you will get the answer to the question you just put to me, whether Wike is masterminding the impeachment plot or Wike is influential or not. You see, when the people allowed themselves to be used by some few persons because of peanut, this is what you suffered, because the people of River State collected peanut and sold their birthright to Wike. As it were today, it's not just the House of Assembly, the local government chairman. They are all Wike by extension.
Are they truly Wike or is it the money?
Well,
because there's a big difference between loyalty and
whichever way you look at it, we're not facing true fact. People say, Wike is beating more than what he can chew. Wike is causing so much havoc to Tinubu, blah, blah, blah. Just last week, Wike men were giving heavy appointment. Magnus Abbey is Wike's right-hand man. He was given a chairman of a known board, and his other men were given position in the upstream set of the.
So you're saying that is also giving him credence.
That's to say that when you ask whether he's buying people, I'm saying it clearly that whether you like it or not, Wike has influence because the people have allowed him to use his money to influence and he's now influential in River State. Whether you like it or not, you cannot wish Wike away from the politics of River State as it is today.
Do you think he can be tamed though? Wike, that is. Do you think? Because right now it's starting to look like it's a wildfire that cannot be tamed, cannot be put out. Do you think that Wike can be tamed?
Wike is coming to his sweet end. Wike's reign in River State is coming to an end. See, he asked a question: is Fubara emergence legitimately done? The issue is that yes. Why did I say yes? He was taken to court and he won. So based on that, yes. See, every person, every stage in life will have all had help. Wike, where he is today, somebody gave me a ladder to climb.
A few people.
They did. A few people. Then they climbed, they let him be. So that you help me arrive at where I am. That doesn't mean you control my life. See, until we understand this thing that is going on in River State, who won't catch it. Remember, NSA went to River State. Robert went to River State. What did you tell Fubara? President is happy with you. APC Governors Forum went to River State governor and took him to Tinubu. Shetima, our vice president, have said it. The governor is the leader of the party in the state. Everybody says, what are they actually doing? They are speaking to Wike. The issue here remains that our president is not in the country, and everybody just buying time. They not set away president stance as of today. One utterance from president will end this thing. Whether in favor of Fubara or in favor of Wike, will end it. The local government chairman, you said the Wike has one call will make it disappear. What is the call? How were they elected? It does Abbas had the legal rights, constitutional right to conduct the election. From his part of the peace deal, who will allow this be, which he has let go. The member of the House of Assembly, how many of them does not have skeleton in the cupboard? One invitation from EFCC.
And they would be humble.
They will drop distance. So until the president take a decisive step,
They're continuing.
decide what you want with this. Are you with Wike 100%? Let the party know. Are you in support of Fubara? Don't be in between. That is what's happening. Nobody is setting where he's standing, meaning that nobody can take a decisive action on Wike.
Well, there's one thing that I know for certain. It is said that when it's a Hausa proverb, actually, I'll try to translate in my head. So when the father is not around, when the owner of the house is not around, rats are all over the place until the father returns. And then the owner of the house returns and everybody, goes back into their shell and they are hiding. One other thing I would leave you with, if an axeman, someone that beheads people for a living, a swordsman, if he sits, he's never going to allow someone that is holding a razor blade stand behind him. That's practically what we're seeing play out in River State. Have a very beautiful day. Continue the conversations in the comments.